Hey guys, and welcome to Mommy Means Business. My name is Adrienne, and I am so thankful that you've stopped by. If you've been here before, welcome back. And if this is your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by and checking me out. If you like this video, make sure and give it a big thumbs up and then hit that subscribe button. It is big and it is red and it is easy to find. Make sure all of your notifications are on so that you know every time I post a new video. And again, I am so glad you're here. It's funny because this video was actually not planned and I was doing a vlog. It is up. Go check it out. I will link it here. And I was just going to plant some boxwoods that I had found on sale at Lowe's out front of our new deck. And it turned into an entire flower bed project. So I thought it would be fun to share how I do my flower beds and bring you guys along. So I'm just starting off getting all of my equipment and pieces that I'm going to need to do this bed. You can see all the plants that I'm using. I do use Osmocote plant food for all of my shrubs. I've got my garden soil and I always use red cedar mulch. I just love the color, especially when it's wet. It is gorgeous. So I kind of took you around the back of our yard a bit. I am going to be using the same retaining wall stones that I've got around my other beds. However, I could not find the same color, and these stones have been in the yard since we moved here. Well, before we moved here 7.5 years ago, so they are faded. I am actually going to be painting them. So that is going to be an Instagram post later on. You will not see that in the video because the paint had to be ordered. But I do show you what kind of stones I'm going to be using. They will just end up a different color. I have learned through my many adult years, I am definitely not a gardening expert. However, I love perennials. I want my beds to come back every year and be as easy as possible to maintain once they get rooted. So my husband is going to be setting up a watering system because it is hot in Oklahoma and plants like to die. So we're going to do that, but make sure that when you're picking things, you pick them for the part of your yard you're going to plant them in. So these are full sun plants. They're going to get a lot of sun and they will come back every year. So maintenance will hopefully be very easy in this bed. When you're doing a brand new bed that is not already established and you want to make sure that your plants are in some sort of row, whether you want to call it organized or whatnot, I found that using a can of spray paint, because you're going to dig there anyways, you can get the plants out of the way and keep them in line as much as possible. This is really important for plants like boxwoods, especially if you're going to grow them together and you want it to be like a uniform line of shrubs. I would also say if you've had a shovel that's like 150 years old like mine and is really dull, go buy a new one. When you're digging in grass and it has not rained in like years, that dirt is really hard. And in Oklahoma, we have clay. And so I really regret the amount of trips I made to Lowe's for this bed. And I, A, did not buy a shovel, and I, B, did not buy a wheelbarrow. So those will be on my purchase list in the very near future. I wanted to make sure that I shared this tool with you guys. I honestly have no idea what it's called. I bought this about 10 years ago. Again, my gardening tools are so old. My mom got this for me. It's like a weeder. And so you can put it in the ground and spin it and it's supposed to get your weeds out. But honestly, to get the grass, because the grass is probably the hardest thing to get through. Once you get through that, it's a lot easier to dig out the dirt and clay. But getting through that was a struggle. And so this got the grass out of the way and definitely gave me an easier surface to work with when digging these huge holes. All right, there's hole number 1. I still have 4 more. It is so hot. This is going to probably take me a couple hours. So I'm going to get back to it, see how deep it is. That's the only bad thing about getting plants that are super big. I like them because you don't have to wait for them to grow. However, your hole has to be a lot deeper and it's so hot that was a lot. Getting my workout today. So gonna get back to it. It is hot. Taking a break. I have my water. Listen, y'all, if you're working in the heat, I'm sure I'll probably say this several times in this video, you've got to take breaks and make sure you're getting enough water. I drink probably a liter a day. I should probably try and drink more, but I'm usually peeing a lot. Well, when you're out in the heat and you're sweating it all out, if you don't feel like you need to go to the bathroom every 5 minutes, you're probably not getting enough water. So I'm trying to chug this, take a break, and then get back to it. So my sweet son kept coming out and helping me dig out the loose dirt out of the holes. He wanted to help so bad, but it was just so hot. So he came out for about 10 minutes at a time and then would go back in the house and cool off and get some water and then come back. Anytime I am doing any sort of flowering bush or shrub, I use Osmocote. I don't have any science behind this. It's just my mom always used it, so she instilled it with me, and her plants are fabulous. So I put the Osmocote plant food in the bottom of the hole. My son did that for me. Mix it in with a little bit of the garden soil, and then I will put my plant on top. I also completely forgot to roll out the black tarp before I planted the plants. So you will see one boxwood that's already in the ground as my son and I start rolling out the black tarp. Guys, listen, I know that this black stuff is a pain in the rear, especially when it's windy, but it is so worth it to not have to weed your garden. It works, it blocks the light, and then you pile some cedar mulch on it, and you will definitely have a lot less weeds to pull, and your garden will look fresher and cleaner. Take the time to do it. Get the stakes. That definitely helps with it staying in place as you're trying to roll it out as well.
Well, you don't know me and I don't know you. Choose walking in different grooves. Freedom of our choices. Some people like to walk alone and not have their soul stepped upon. If you like it, then that's what you should do. Take a cruise on Stockholm's Isle.
So I've told you guys several times throughout this video how hot it was. My camera actually died because it was so hot. So I did not get to film the rest of the planting on this particular day. So we're going to pick it up when I finished on Sunday.
Choose walking in different groups. Freedom of our choices.
I ended up doing a Home Depot curbside order. I did not want to go to Home Depot, pick up all these stones, load them on a pallet, take them out to the truck, load them there, and then unload them at home. So I did a curbside order before church. We went and picked them up. I ended up getting 28 of them. I was about 2 short, so almost got it, but it's fine because we're painting them anyways. So I got some from another bed that are a different color to finish it out. I know you're probably thinking, why in the world is she digging up the ground to put the stones around the flower bed? Well, our backyard is not level. It actually slants to my left in this video, and then it slants forward. So I needed to make sure that this bed was level so that when you're looking at it from the back of our yard, it doesn't look like it is going on a diagonal and like I had too much wine before putting this flower bed in. So I went ahead and took the extra time to level it. That's why you see 2 rows on one side and 1 row on the other. So overall, for my first semi-retaining wall, I feel like I did pretty good. And here is the almost final product. Like I said, I'm going to be painting these stones blue to match the backyard vibe that we have going on with the house paint. I am in love with this bed. We just need to get the watering system set up. If you guys like this type of video, make sure and give it a big thumbs up and make sure and hit that red subscribe button so you know every time I'm posting. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next one.